Hey everyone, Krystal Gamer here with a new episode of Rags to Riches starring Katerina Loverly, our homeless girl with big dreams who's been surviving through the winter. Now, today's episode is a little bit different. It's a little bit more story-like rather than gameplay-like because it's just what worked out better for this segment, I thought, and I hope that's okay with you guys. I hope you don't mind the format, and yeah, so let's see how it goes. So when we last left Katerina, we left her at the bar chatting it up with a couple of the bartenders there, mainly because she's lonely right now. I mean, she's living a very solitary lifestyle at the moment, and there's a part of her that would like more interaction and actually kind of like to date, but then again, there's another part of her that's very conflicted about that because of what she went through with the other guy. She's very trepidatious about dating, and she doesn't really trust other partners. Not only that, she doesn't have too much to offer right now. She doesn't feel good about herself. She doesn't look like she did when she was younger at all. You know, she's let herself go. And she's, you know, what can she tell people? Oh, I live out of a tent. You know, she's not very good dating material at the moment. So for the most part, she just makes small talk with the bartenders and, you know, eventually she knows she'll be in a better place. Next morning, Katerina wakes up to fishing again. The water is ready. She can fish. She's thinking, oh yes, let the money roll in. Only problem is she fishes for a while and it's kind of a bust. The fish are not really biting. She makes a couple of bucks, but nothing really too exciting. So apparently she's going to have to wait till the weather gets a little bit warmer before fishing becomes really lucrative again. Now, she does make a little bit of money on the fishing before she gives up, and that combined with the money that she made on her tips last night and the money that she had left over, those two things combined allowed her to get a very, very vital piece of equipment, a shower. So she no longer has to run back and forth to the gym for the shower. Of course, now we know that she's going to be starting to work out because she's got new workout clothes. Yay, yay, yay. So she is going to be having her first workout today, and it's New Year's. Today is New Year's, and her main resolution is to get fit this year. I mean, besides getting a home and a place to live, you know, that's there too. But she wants to get fit this year, and, you know, obviously New Year's, perfect time for her to start, and she couldn't be happier about having the new workout outfit. And what's even better is that this morning's fishing money means that she can get a headband and socks for her workout outfit. So she picks those up at the store along the way. So then she goes off and heads to the gym for her very first workout. And so, you know, really she wants to feel better about herself and her life. And she thinks that getting fit again can get her a long way there. And besides, one thing that ex-asshole of hers has been good for is this gym membership that he paid for a year in advance. He called her fatty and such while they were together and got it really only because he wanted her thinner for him. But, you know, meanwhile, Katerina got fat because of him. I mean, he didn't let her hang out with friends. He didn't let her go to work. He didn't let her do anything. He barely allowed her out of the house. So she sat home and ate and ate and ate. But now things are different. Now that she's rid of that jerk, she can work out for herself, for her own good, and because she wants to for her. All while using his gym membership, paid for with his damn money. So, yeah, Katerina's working out with some purpose. Plus, there are a couple of muscle-bound guys at the gym that she's been macking on for a little while. Now, of course, they're both out of her league. For now, but they won't be out of her league forever. So, you know, she did some gymnastics in her youth, and she's not that old yet, and she can get that figure that she had back, and she knows it. So even though it's her first day, she does a pretty intense workout with one of the hotties on the treadmill right next to her, no less. And then in the middle of her workout, and as if one wasn't bad enough, the other hottie comes over to coach up hottie number one. So, I mean, really, what are the odds of that happening, right? So, but once Katerina finishes up at the gym, she decides to head over to the Pan Europa discotheque. Now, she heard some good things about it, and she wants to compare it to that nightclub, the New All Arms nightclub that she tried last night. especially when it comes to money making potential, of course, because like being homeless, her life's kind of revolving around that at the moment. So now it's still really early in the day. It's only early afternoon, but it's also New Year's Eve. So she's kind of expecting / hoping that the crowd will be both extensive and generous. Fingers crossed. So she chooses a spot near the upstairs bar, as far away from the DJ booth as she can get. And the afternoon is slow going on tips, but still, she keeps at it, only taking breaks to eat the free chips that they give away at the bar. And then one break just to dance, just a little fun. She allows herself a little bit of fun in between. She quits busking just before midnight and decides to sit down and have a drink at the bar and celebrate the new year with a few of the other patrons that have been hanging around. And she ends up staying really late and dancing the night away, basically, not leaving the club until 5 a.m. And she can't even believe it. This is the latest night that she's had, like, ever. Ever. She has never stayed out this late. She was with that jerk. He didn't let her out. He didn't let her go out with her friends. He didn't let her do anything. And so now Katerina is thinking, oh my God, what it is to go out to a club and party. Like, so amazing. And, you know, she's also thinking to herself, that asshat took her clubbing and dating years away from her. So she immediately resolves to get them back. Right after she gets back on her feet, of course. But for tonight, she's done, and she's in great need of her sleeping bag, especially with the alcohol having some effect on her. So she ends up sleeping most of the day away the following day. But you know what? She doesn't even regret it when she gets up. She needed the night of partying. She doesn't regret it a bit. So she ends up getting up in the early afternoon. So she gets up really late. She's not up till the early afternoon. But like a good little homeless girl, she gets back to her fishing thing. She keeps at it until the late afternoon, but she quits a little bit earlier than expected just because it's not proving very fruitful today still. The fish are still not really biting a lot. And to be honest, she's a little hungover. I mean, last night was the first time she had a drink ever. The ex didn't allow her out. He didn't allow her to drink. He didn't allow anything. He drank, of course. He drank plenty. That wasn't a problem on that end, but he didn't allow her to drink at all. So this is really her first experience with any alcohol. So seeing how she's feeling just a wee bit hungover, she decides to do something a little bit more pleasurable for her. And so she breaks out the guitar, and here alone on the beach, she can practice singing while she plays too. She's not quite feeling comfortable enough to do that particular thing in public yet, but she hopes to soon. So she sings and she plays until she gets tired and crashes out for the night. And the next morning proves a lot more lucrative in fishing, like way more lucrative. They are really biting today. Katerina makes a killing, plenty enough to feel comfortable about doing some much needed shopping. So yay, it's shopping time again. She's been dying for something more comfortable than that damn cooler to sit on. So she gets herself a nice little camping chair. She's also been dying for some cooked food that's actually filling that doesn't cost her $10 a plate at a bar or cafe. So she gets herself a little portable outdoor fireplace set up, and she cooks some wieners by the fire, and she's thinking this is the best thing ever. And as she's sitting there in the dead of night cooking her hot dogs, she starts thinking about how immensely thankful she is for everything that she has now, and how that's so strange to her because she was so ungrateful for everything that she had when she was young. But her experience with that jerk, it really showed her how bad things can be. Like, she had it so good growing up, and she didn't realize how bad things can be when you're with the wrong person, all that. So she's not ever going to make that mistake again. And she's a lot more grateful about all the little things now, especially after being homeless for so long now. Every little new comfort is a major luxury, you know? But so while she's sitting there in the middle of the night, she starts feeling a little bit nostalgic. It's the cooking over the fire. It's making her think about camping with her parents when she was a kid. So she starts thinking about Brindleton Bay, the little town she grew up in. Her parents have been gone for almost 4 years now, and she hasn't been back since they passed. She kind of wonders what her childhood home would look like now. Like, is it even still standing? Has anyone else moved in? Is it vacant? You know, what's the status of it? And so she starts thinking about going back for a visit sometime. She doesn't have the money for that kind of travel yet, but, maybe soon. But for now, she decides to take her mind off things. And so even though it's the middle of the night, she decides she's going to head out and explore this little spit of land that she's chosen to pitch her tent on. Now, in her exploration, she finds all sorts of good stuff. She ends up with some edible mushrooms and strawberries that she harvests. She gets some frogs that she can use for fish bait. And she even ends up with some other odds and ends and some gems and flowers and things that she can sell for a pretty penny, some of them. So that goes pretty well. Next day, keeping to her resolution, she heads back to the gym again. Now, instead of working out next to Mr. Hottie Pants today, she meets a woman named Lilith who kind of helps coach her on the weightlifting machine that she's using for the first time ever. Of course, with the two women, it turns out that they do more talking than coaching or weightlifting. So before long, Katerina decides that Lilith is distracting her more than helping her, and so she kind of moves away to one of the treadmills. So toward the end of her time at the gym, she does manage to have a little conversation with one of the Mr. Hottie Pants dudes and his bulging muscles, which she's very distracted by. He leaves kind of quickly, though, sort of quickly and abruptly, and so she knows he's not really interested, but, maybe not now. Maybe he's not interested now, but give it some time. So this actually motivates her to make herself more desirable again. So she actually gets back on the treadmill to push herself and push the limits for an extended workout. And she knows it's going to hurt her later, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So that night, Katerina decides to try something different. She's kind of sick of her regular spot, truth be told. She wants some different scenery. She wants, just to see something different, go someplace different. So she decides to check out the Island Bluffs and camp out there for the evening. She smells some rain in the air, and so she thinks that she might have the Island Bluffs to herself for the evening. And it turns out that she's right. And when she gets up there, oh my God, the view is amazing. Totally amazing. It's so high up. And so she ends up setting her tent up practically on the edge of the highest available flat cliff. And of course, she's massively inspired by this awesome view. And so she breaks out her guitar and she practices singing and playing until she's ready to go to sleep again. And she knows she's going to have a hike to get down to her fishing spot in the morning tomorrow, but she thinks that this experience being up on the Island Bluffs is totally worth it. And she just knows that the view is going to be even more amazing in the morning. Next morning, Katerina wakes up to rain and the most unbelievable sight ever. Oh my God. She doesn't even know what she saw. She sees something out in the water and she only sees it for a second and then it goes away. But she's heard about this Loch Ness monster of Windenburg and she's wondering if she saw this thing. She's thinking to herself, no, can't be, could not possibly have been. But she doesn't know what to think, but she's not even believing her own eyes. But because of this, she changes her plans for the day. And instead of heading down to her fishing spot, she decides that she's going to spend the day up on the bluffs playing her guitar and hoping to maybe see this thing again. Now it's almost 5 o'clock by the time she gets down to her fishing hole. She kind of gives up on ever seeing the thing again, whatever it was. And so she heads down to her fishing hole and she ends up fishing until almost 9:30 at night. And oh my God, what a haul. She got over 600 simoleons by the time all was said and done. And she couldn't wait to go shopping again. She has a few things in mind to buy for sure, but for right now, she's going to hit the hay for the evening so she can get up and hit the gym because she made a New Year's resolution and she's going to stick to it. So what's truly awesome is that one of the two hotties is at the gym in the morning. So she tries to make some small talk with him while he's on the treadmill. She finds out that he seems like a pretty nice guy, and she finds out that his name is Brant. She also finds out he's gay. He figures, right? So after that somewhat depressing letdown at the gym, she wants to give herself a treat. She knows it's not going to really help with getting fit or anything like that, but she's more concerned about working out than diet right now. So she heads over to the cafe for a croissant, And after she finishes it, she decides to play a little guitar for a bit because, well, why not? She's there. And she's going to head to the store after this to pick up a few things. And if she can make a few more dollars before she goes, all the better. So I thought I would leave us off with Katerina's shopping trip. Now, by the time she gets done playing at the cafe, she's got nearly 700 simoleons. So we have a good chunk of change to spend. And one of the things that Katerina wants is she wants an outfit for when she's playing in the cafes and the nightclubs and things like that. She wants something more dressy than her camping gear that she's got now. And is it me, or does she look like maybe she's lost a little weight? Is she starting to? Maybe. I'm kind of hoping, fingers crossed. But I am going to pick out an outfit for her for the club and the cafes and the bars and all those places. So Katerina ends up with new jeans and a new top. She goes with a pink for spring because it's spring and she's feeling bright and she's hoping that it's going to be a good time. It's a time of new beginnings, and she's hoping things are going to work out well for herself. And also because she's feeling very happy because she stopped by the hairdresser and she treated herself to a new hairdo. So yes, very happy about that. Her hair's starting to grow out a little bit more. She's got a new hairdo. It's looking good. And she has lost a little bit of weight for sure. I'm sure she has lost a little bit of weight. So the working out is already paying off. And so that's where we are with the clothes shopping. Now let's see how much we have left for stuff shopping, because she wants to get some stuff too. Okay, so Katerina has decided that the only thing that she's going to pick up at the store is a light. She's been wanting a light for a while. She thinks that is going to meet a need for her, but there's nothing else that she truly, really needs. She wants to save some money and take a trip to Brindleton Bay. And so she's going to hold some of her money aside for that, to save for that trip. And she also feels like she needs to start putting some money aside now that she's got some basic needs met and she has, the essentials. She's thinking that she can start saving some money for a property. And once she gets a property, she's looking at this spit of land she has in Windenburg as a potential piece of property to buy. And if she can buy it, she might not be able to build on it right away, but she's got some mushrooms and strawberries and things like that. And she's wondering if she can maybe grow some food, and maybe that might help her out as well if she can buy that plot of land. There's other things that she can do with it even before she can start building on it. So she's thinking about that. So for now, she's just going to get a little light here, and that's going to be all that she's picking up at the store. We're going to have Katerina staying overnight at the beach like she usually does. She's not going up to the Island Bluffs this morning because she is planning on this trip to Brindleton Bay. So she wants to get to sleep early tonight and head over to Brindleton Bay at first light is what she's thinking. And speaking of Katerina heading off to Brindleton Bay, I hope that some of you are creating some houses for her childhood home challenge. And next episode is actually going to be me touring the entries for that. So I'm hoping to see some good ones. I know I'm going to see some good ones. It's going to be a fun video. And I may even, don't hold me to this, but I may possibly try to stream that episode and do it live on YouTube. I don't know anything about streaming on YouTube yet. I haven't done it. So that's why I say don't hold me to that, but I'm thinking about it, maybe. And so obviously we're setting up for Katerina to head to Brindleton Bay. So yeah, next time is going to be the house tour. And so that's it for today. If you guys are enjoying the story, please don't forget to hit the like button before you leave, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. Hit the little bell for notifications, the whole 9 yards. And thank you so much for spending the time with me today. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye now.